It's time, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, talking about my boy Sauron. What is that primordial ooze? You got Galadriel. Couple elves, I don't know. Elrond. They're in a fog. And I see creatures behind them. You're going to talk about it. I think this is in Rune. I think this is in the east. I think that's the wizard with moss. Interesting, we see trees moving. Something to do with the Ents possibly, or something like an old man willow. Yeah, you know who you seeing. You seeing my boy Sauron. Anatar the gift giver. I think that's an Aragion. They ain't somewhere in a hurry. Muriel? I think she was probably having a vision. Oh, what they doing to my boy Alinda? Okay, yeah, it's getting hectic. Ooh, we got the 3 rings. The third person has to be Círdan. We see a dwarven ring. Numenor looks beautiful. One of the eagles. And Ar-Pharazôn is suited up. Adar, we got the wizard again. There's in Rune, and then we got Elrond leading a force. Woohoo! And this is the fortress that we see in the Fjordwaith. So, and you see that the ice come forward. So, woo, crucial. Woo, there's a lot to unpack in that trailer. A lot to unpack. Yo, there was a lot to unpack right there. I didn't even get to go over everything that I saw. So clearly we're seeing at the end there, that is definitely the fortress that Sauron was occupying in the north, in the Fjordwaith. So I'm assuming they're going to do a flashback and let you know what was going down there. Remember, Sauron is around for hundreds of years. We have no idea what he's up to. So that's what it looks like. Maybe we're going to get a flashback. We saw some kind of ooze, capitulating and coming forward. Don't know what that is, but I'm interested in it. Now, one of the parts that I loved the most about this trailer was we saw a group of elves, and they were in a very foggy place, and they were creatures coming forward with eyes. I don't kind of want to say what I think they're alluding to, but I got an idea, because you could just, if you read the book, then you know that place. So we're going to talk about that, but I'm gonna hold my tongue on what I think it is. But that is crazy if I see that what it really is. If I think it is what I think it is. So that's dope. We see Elrond leading a great force. So from my knowledge of what I know, if Aragion gets attacked, Elrond is the one who leads the force to try to save Aragion. So that is awesome. That is amazing. We see the 3 rings. We see the 3 elven rings. So we know that Gil-galad, the High King, we see his suit. He has the same garment on. So we know is Gil-galad has the ring of air, and then we see Galadriel with the ring of water, and then Círdan the shipwright, who we haven't seen yet, who I hope we get to see. We see that 3rd ring of fire. Círdan the shipwright, and this is before Gandalf gets the ring. So that's awesome. What else? That gigantic sea creature. If I'm not mistaken, that was Muriel in the water. So I'm assuming Muriel's having a vision of the destruction of Numenor, and in the abyss of water, there's a sea creature there. I'm assuming that. I don't know. Possibly she's using a Palantir. Not sure. No clue. But that's what I'm going to assume. So that's where I'm going to take that. We definitely see a ton of Celebrimbor. Celebrimbor is beat up. We see him hurt. We see him, I think, starting to figure out what's going on. We definitely see Anatar. Now, Anatar is Sauron. Obviously, he can't come back in the form of Halbrand. We see the long hair. Beautiful Sauron. That is Anatar, the gift giver. We see him dropping a ton of rings. Now, we see Celebrimbor dropping those rings. So he's creating the other rings. And we see that Durin has a ring of power. We see Durin with the ring of power. So we know that the dwarves are getting their rings. I'm excited for that. And we see that Celebrimbor has figured out that something is not right with Anatar. We see the elves and Aragion surround him. I see Celebrimbor in the back. So it's got to be, because Anatar is only in Aragion. You know what I'm saying? So this, I think we're getting a very Sauron, Anatar heavy season. It is amazing, remarkable. Last where we left off, Adar had disappeared, and he still has the orcs in sway from what I know, so I'm sure we're going to see him and Sauron butt heads, and Sauron has to eventually, really take over Mordor, so I hope that happens. And from what I'm seeing, I saw Celebrimbor, he looked it hurt, so Sauron attacks Eregion. Maybe they're going to show that, and we see Elrond with the Force. The dwarves also try to help out, so I don't know. I saw a piece of rock fall on a bridge. It looked like it was in Khazad-dûm, but I'm not sure. It could have been in Eregion, but either one, the Khazad-dûm tries to come help, and they end up having to shut themselves in, and they can't resist the force of Sauron. So a lot happens. Hopefully we see the founding of Rivendell, because I know it doesn't go too well for Elrond's force when he tries to help out the elves. I'm just giving you what I'm seeing real quick in that trailer. I'm excited. It looks good. We see some kind of cult member, and I know they're in Rune. You could tell they're in the east. How the sun is beating the desert area. We're there in Rune in the east. We know the wizard was going there with Nori. So we have the Harfoot and the wizard in the east. It lends me to believe maybe that isn't Gandalf. Maybe it's one of the blue wizards. I'm not sure, but I still hold that as Gandalf to me. I don't know. I'm gonna hold that as Gandalf. But what else did we have in there that I can remember? We saw my man Arondir jumping and doing an attack. I'm sure they're going to continue his storyline. I saw Theo in there for a quick second. He didn't look too happy. So I wonder what's going to happen to the Southlanders, the people that occupied Mordor prior to it being terraformed. Ooh, there's a lot to unpack in that trailer, man. But it looks like we're going to get the war in Eregion. Now, one thing I want to say is I saw a giant eagle arrive in Numenor. Now, this is before the fall, and the eagles don't particularly come to Numenor like that, but we know they are messengers from Manwë. And before the fall, there is, messages sent back and forth. And we see Al-Pharazôn clearly, he is robed up, he has his sword, he's ready to go, he's ready to do something. So I'm not sure if this is him making his move, taking over Numenor, or something. And this is spoiler-esque, but I'm not sure if it's the Numenorians are going to go to Middle-earth to help out the elves who are getting destroyed by Sauron. So Sauron is winning the war between elves and Sauron in the Second Age at a point. And there is a king named Tar-Minastir that sends the Numenorian army to help, and they push back Sauron. Now, this can't happen because we're already on Al-Pharazôn, who was the last king. So I think what they're doing is, in the time crunch, they're going to have it so maybe Pharazôn or Miriel sends the force and helps out liberate, or Linden. Eregion is not looking good for Eregion. I'm just telling you that right now. But man, it's a lot to unpack there. Doran is clearly saying an ancient evil has been awakened. He's talking about Sauron. So I'm assuming that when Eregion gets attacked, he finds out that, hey, this is Sauron, and he's letting everybody know. And maybe he's talking to his people about lending aid to Eregion, which they try to do. So man, it's a ton to unpack in there. I'm going to go live and continue to talk about this. But yes, we have our first teaser trailer for season 2 of the Rings of Power. I'm super excited. Hey, if you don't like Rings of Power, ain't got nothing to do with me. If you're going to talk crazy, I'm going to block or delete you. I don't got time for that. I'm just talking about what I saw. What I saw looked good to me from what I saw so far, but I'm only looking at a trailer. I don't know the ins and outs of anything. This is just me guessing, so I'm not going to sit here and go with the negativity. I'm excited. It looks good from what I saw. I'm excited. So like I said, keep your negativity to yourself. I ain't got nothing to do with that. If you don't like it, don't watch it, don't comment. Cool. Ain't got nothing to do with me. But I'm excited. All those who are excited, you're welcome on my post, and you're welcome to, speculate with me and let's have some fun, man. Let's enjoy this, man. I think they're stepping it up for season 2, and I like what I saw so far. So let's get it. Anatar, Sauron, my boy, let's go.